No introduction required. Y'all see the title of the video. Black woman cries about why black men are not protecting them. Really? You don't know why? And what's more, the reason she gives out not only makes no sense at all, but furthermore contradicts her complaint. No shit. And I could give her more reasons than one why black men feel the need to not protect black women like her. And that's a fact. And that's a fact. And I don't care whose feelings get hurt by this. It's a fact. Facts don't care about your feelings. And before I go any further, shout out to Anton Daniels. I'll leave the link to his full video in the description box. Go check it out. But let's get down to this, shall we?
The reason that it is said that black men does not protect black women is because some black men, not all, so you do not fall within the some category, just shut the fuck up, all right? Because I'm surrounded.
And if we don't, what is she gonna do? Jump back on camera and cry some more?
The men in my family, so I'm surrounded by men, real men, that don't play about me, that don't play that shit, and that don't play about the women in their family. So heavy on the some black men. Some black men.
And that's exactly what they supposed to do, ma'am. Why? Because they are family. And family is always supposed to look after one another. And this right here comes with the territory. So no, being family to you is not even an option when it comes to protection. They're family. They are family. That's what they're supposed to do. But let's continue further.
Get off on a black woman looking around for protection when she's being disrespected or threatened. So if you out in a public setting, and we all know, like, men from other cultures and other races, they feel quite comfortable, openly comfortable, because they know if they disrespect a black woman, it's not always going to be a man that's going to come to their defense that they got an answer to.
I see where this is going on already.
Same here. And on top of that, let me go ahead and call out her bullshit. Because apparently, all I can say is straight up, bottom line, maybe this happens in her neck of the woods where she's from, but other places, hell no. Hell no. That shit will not fly. In most places I've been through, from the ATL to LA, Oklahoma City, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, Memphis, Tennessee, St. Louis, Missouri, they don't play that shit. So I don't know why. So what the hell is she even talking about here? But I also noticed something else too. She says if men of other races come in and disrespect them, I guess this black woman don't know that there are other black women that goes around talking shit, putting down black men, while putting other races of men, like white men, on a pedestal. They worship these other races of men while putting down black men. So if black men is seeing other races of men putting down black women, but yet they notice that these are the same black women putting them down, what makes you think those black men are obligated to protect you? Especially if you're a black female who sat there, put them down, belittle and emasculate those black men while putting other races of men on a high pedestal. And on top of that, straight from jump, them black men don't even know the situation and what caused it all. So they definitely not going to intervene. The least thing they could do is get the police involved. And that's at the very least. But I'm going to go ahead and completely debunk her entire victimhood argument here. But let's continue.
This is already about to go left. I see it. I hear it.
Straight from left field.
Going. But you guys that sent me this video, you knew that this was going to be a difficult video to deal with, because it ain't nothing like dealing with a person that running the Victim Olympics. And that's just me assuming. So for the sake of conversation, you know how I'm going to lead off with this video. Regardless of whether I agree with the person or not, I always like to give credit to the content creators, so that link is going to be back down in the description. All right? On top of that, make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description, as well as pinned to the top of the chat. We putting that together so that we can have Stock Club pop off. I think I'm going to do it right after the Millionaire Morning Show tomorrow. So we getting everything together. But I see where this is going. It's not going to be good. I know that women, specifically black women, always believe that they need to be protected. And somehow I'm always trying to figure out how they find themselves in a position to have to crash out in the first place. But let's get the full context. We don't want to judge. We don't want to give a perspective or take a position until we get the full context. So let's deep dive.
No promises there. But let's hear her out before we start debunking her bullshit. Let's continue.
Fellas.
And so let's say you out and about and you get into some type of discourse with somebody from another culture. And he starts disrespecting you. And then he starts getting comfortable enough to like threaten you with physical violence and shit like that. There are some black men that will sit and watch that and will look forward to that black woman looking to them for protection, just to deny them the protection because they feel like that protection is to be earned. You niggas is scary. Y'all scary and you're coons.
And there you have it. She just gave out yet another reason why black men don't protect black women like her. First off, she's coming at black men being so demanding. As if black men black men are obligated to protect her, regardless to the situation or anything. In fact, they don't even need to know the situation at all. You just got to run out there and protect her. Now, picture this situation. Suppose that non-black man is law enforcement. What, she thinks black men is going to go out there and beat up a cop without the risk of getting arrested or worse, gunned down? And as I stated before, you got these black women talking mad shit about black men while putting other races of men on a high pedestal. Yet somehow those same black men they put down are the same black men that are expected to protect them from those same men that they worship. And I ain't bullshitting either. Fellas, remember when that ex-Seattle Seahawks football player, Chad Wheeler, put his hands on his black girlfriend and almost beat her to death? Don't you know it was those same black divested females who didn't want to turn around and blame black men for that shit happening? Yeah, like black men was gonna go run and protect her from Chad Wheeler. The same divestors that hate and despise black men are the same ones expecting for black men to protect them from their abusive white and non-black boyfriends and husbands. Fuck out of here. But I digress. Let's move along.
If you feel like a black woman has to earn...
I knew it. First problem is that we always lean into the race and identity politics in order to justify y'all running y'all mouth. I knew it. And the minute that they don't agree with your leadership, or the minute that they don't agree with what it is that you're doing, the first thing they do is they got to call you out your name. Every time they find the most disrespectful label that they can possibly muster, and that's the thing that they then throw out there because they feel comfortable just saying it and calling you that to your face.
And they wonder why their asses are not being protected. And that's also another reason, too, the disrespect. No, black woman, you're not going to treat black men any kind of way you please and still expect for them to protect you. And let's be upfront and real, fellas. Let's call a ball and a strike a strike. If black men disrespected their asses constantly, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year, do you think black women would protect that black man? Fuck no. So what makes this black woman believe that the rules should be different just because it's the other way around and the shoe is on the other foot? They ain't gonna do it for black men, so why do they expect for black men to do it for them? That's right, ladies. That's right, my black melanated chocolate ladies. If black men are this, that, and the third, then why should they be obligated to protect you when you think less of them? And let's be upfront and real about something else too. Ma'am, it's not just the blacks. It's not just us blacks that go through that. Other races is going through that same shit too. Oh, believe it. Let's continue.
This shows you, right, first of all, that the prejudice is real. That's number one. But this also shows you that they never respected you in the first place. They don't respect themselves. A woman's true power is in her femininity for whatever reason. And you know me, I go incredibly hard, and I proactively let people know that the one thing that you never gonna do is you never gonna disrespect my wife, you never gonna disrespect my daughter. You can say whatever you want to say to me because I can control myself And I don't react based off of emotion. I react based off of logic. And so I'm always planning ahead to figure out what the next step is. But you know me, I go extra hard. And that's not just for them. For anybody that is under my covering, you know. But in order for you to do that, you're going to have to listen, because protection and provision also is proactive. Meaning that I don't know why you even in this position to talk like this in the first place. My wife, my daughter, they never, ever, ever in my 42 years on this earth, my mother, none of them have ever gotten into a confrontation with another woman, let alone another man.
And that's a fact. And I can say the same for my side, for my family too, which leads us to another reason why black men ain't protecting these black women. And it's exactly what Anton Daniels just said. Why are you black women putting yourselves in these positions to begin with? And no, don't give us that bullshit about oh, they started it first or this type of shit. And oftentimes you got other people seeing exactly what you're doing. That's right, fellas. They will intentionally put themselves in a position where they'll get berated, people coming at them, the whole 9 yards. And through all of that, they expect for black men to come in and protect them. Black men to jump up and be in the line of fire. Or as they say in that movie South Park, bigger, longer, and uncut, they expect black men to be their Operation Human Shield. No, it doesn't work that way. We will protect our family, our children. We'll protect those before we jump into the line of fire of a female we don't know. A female we don't know over a situation we have no clue. In fact, and this is what I'm saying, because what I'm about to say is crucial. You could be in an altercation with, say, for instance, your boyfriend or your husband. Someone could intervene in that, and God knows what may happen. But that's for later on in the video. But what does these other men knows about your situation? Or they see what you do all around the way. And because of how you go around conducting yourself, how you going around treating people and all this type of stuff, and they cop wind on that, and the moment you get yourself into an altercation, you wonder why they don't protect you? Okay then. Let's continue.
People that interact with them, they love them. They love them. They espouse so much femininity and love, and they are loved by everybody. So much so to where if somebody says something about somebody that's close to me in order to get at me, in order to try to upset me, my chats, my live streams, they be like, yo, who are you talking to? You talking to the queen? Like, she the sweetest person on earth. And so that's generally the sentiment. So protection and provision is also proactive. If I tell you, hey, don't go out there and spray paint the wall during these protests, that's not for you. It's going to be a problematic situation. You're going to find yourself in a difficult situation, and you're going to put me at a disadvantage, because now I'm going to be outnumbered and I'm going to have to crash out in order to try to protect you from something I told you not to do in the first place. You're going to say, oh, you ain't tough enough, and you ain't this enough, and you ain't that enough. And that's why a lot of these women are not married, because they can't listen. They don't think.
Straight up. Or how about this situation? Say for instance, you're out on the night of the town. You see, you see, you see these females acting a fool until they fucked around with the wrong one and found out, and about to find out, and they expecting you to jump in and intervene. At the moment you intervene, they running down the block, and now you're stuck dealing with a conflict that you got dragged into. Oh no. Oh no. What the E40 said? I'm not trying to save you, O's and yeah, because bitches nowadays will get you caught up in some funk. Oh no, I'm not trying to save you, hoes. And how come when I was broke you wasn't brown nosing? Out the gate. Let's continue.
They don't think logically. They can't move logically. And so they don't have any ability to subject themselves and understand that protection comes with you having to submit yourself to authority. I'm going to let the rest of this play. I already knew where it was going. Again, I like to give credit to the content creators. Let's let it rock out.
Your protection, she has to be deemed worthy of your protection. Right. She has to be deemed worthy of you speaking up for her in the sense of somebody's being disrespectful or violent or whatever the case is. There are some black men, and this started way back when.
And where did she put herself in that position? And now expecting for someone to bail her out. Ever thought of that? Yeah, you didn't. Yeah, you didn't. Please, let's continue.
When women got tired of being cheated on and the husband having a family around the corner and shit like that, you know what the consequences was for a woman speaking up for herself and no longer wanting to tolerate that? You raise these kids by yourself. You pay these.
Now, my next question is, why she's jumping from not being protected to a whole nother subject entirely? Believing that she can put both together as if they both are the same situation. I don't get it. Let's continue.
You pay these bills by yourself. That's where deadbeats came from. So fast.
No, deadbeats came from y'all choosing, once you got the authority and the ability to choose for yourself the wrong man, then having multiple different children by the same guys, because most men don't have children out of wedlock, especially black men. They do not have children, let alone children out of wedlock. So that's a.
And furthermore, what the fuck does them not wanting to protect you got anything to do with them being a deadbeat? And this is exactly what I meant when I said she went from one issue to another, expecting for them both to be the same. No, they're not the same. And again, what does them not wanting to protect you equates to them being deadbeats? Why? Because you think black men are obligated to protect you despite all the bullshit you put black men through? Get the fuck out of here. Let's continue.
So that's a false narrative. And it also came from y'all tying yourselves to the federal government in order to raise your children and justify and walk away from your family, in which you know that it's much more likely for your child to be in jail, need therapy, not become a millionaire, not become educated, be saddled with debt, so on and so forth. That is where it came from. It came from y'all allowing yourselves to be tied to this democratic government that incentivized you to break up your family, and then be tying yourselves to the federal government, which then allowed for y'all to vote for the way that y'all voting for all the way up until 2025. So it's a false narrative. They just talking. They're just talking. Most of these women, they have the ability to choose for themselves. They have nothing that's limiting them. They say that they're the most educated, but in reality, they're the most enrolled and they're the most in debt. And they choose the same guys over and over and over and over again to have their children with. And then they say there ain't no good men in here. That's where deadbeats come from. Because what makes you think that if he had a child with her out of wedlock and he her baby daddy, that he gonna be a better father to your kids?
Facts.
For the now, women actually know how to handle shit even
Handle
more
it
now
then.
than probably before.
Handle it
You feel
then.
me? Women, black women are known for getting that shit done. So they can no longer threaten being a deadbeat or not providing anymore. That doesn't work anymore because we are the providers. So you know what's not.
And once again, she just gave another reason to why black men don't protect black women. Remember, black ladies, you are strong, independent women that don't need a black man. Oh, wait. Is she actually saying that all those claims of black women being strong, independent, and don't need a man was bullshit the entire time because by the end of the day, they still need black men to protect them? Yeah, these strong, independent black women still need black men to protect them, even though they swear up and down they don't need a man. Make that make sense. Let's continue.
Know what's next in line?
Masculine.
They have to make you feel like, oh well, you want my protection, right? Well, shut up. Well, shut the fuck up. Treat me.
Facts. Hard
She said, if
facts.
it don't apply to you, then let it fly. It apply to me. It apply to me all day. I volunteer.
To be honest, Anton Daniels, it applies to all. Let's just call it a ball and strike a strike. It applies to all. Therefore, we have every right to talk about this and every right to debunk her bullshit. You see, she's expecting for men to be ready, to be at the ready to protect her at all times. Even if she has all this bullshit to say about black men, even if she prefers other races of men than black men, even if she claims that she's strong, independent, and don't need a man, by the end of the day, she still needs black men in order for protection. You see how retarded that logic is? Let's continue.
I volunteer as tribute. Guilty as charged.
Like a man. Respect me because I'm a man. Then I'll protect you. So yeah, if you're wondering why people have this sense of, and it's very noticeable. And I actually want y'all to stay far away from me because there's
good, because I doubt those men want to be near you at all. I highly doubt those men don't want to be caught up in your bullshit. And I'm sorry, but this shit reminds me way too much of that brick lady. You know that scam artist who claimed that she got hit with a brick, and then she claimed black men didn't do anything. The same one who was a scam artist who scammed people out of their money. The same one who had all that shit to say about black men, but then turn around and expect for black men to protect her? Yeah, the brick lady. Why does she remind me of her? I don't know, but let's continue.
There's real men out here that we don't have to like work for that protection. We don't have to earn that protection. If anything, I appreciate you showing me that that's your beliefs.
Those are called simps. Those are called crash dummies. Those are going to be the dudes that wind up taking care of another man's kids.
Yep, those are the Captain Save'ems who run in the phone booth, put on their blue spandex suits, their white tighty-whities, and their red capes, ready to jump into the rescue. But I hate to break it to them, but I guess somebody didn't tell him that just because you put on a superhero costume doesn't mean that you can deflect bullets. No, you can. No, you're not Superman. You can't deflect bullets. If they hit you, you're go. If they hit you, you're done. And that's the reason why I say this too. Now, as I recall, for those of y'all who remember, I made a video about this dude who called himself running to another woman's rescue from her aggressive boyfriend, despite his fiance's protest. Despite her protest, he went to go run to another female's rescue from her aggressive boyfriend. And what happened to him? He's no longer here with us. And what made it so sad is that he left behind his fiance and his child, and for what? For what? Because he wanted to protect another woman from a situation. Yes, I said situation that he doesn't know, nor was he involved. In the end, he paid for it with his life. And you got females out here that believes that men need to put their own bodies, even their life on the line over a situation that 9 times out of 10 they put themselves in. Shit, let's continue.
We appreciate them too. We always need a John. Pimps need a John. Masculine men need weak men in order to pick up the slack for the men that didn't pick up the slack in the first place. That didn't do their job. The ones that y'all chose. It's too easy, y'all. It's too easy.
Because I want you to stay far away from me. I want y'all to be on the other side. Because there's men out here that understand they're men. And they understand that when it comes down to it, there's just certain shit that as a man and as a black man, you cannot get out of. Point blank, period. They're not going to make you feel...
And you just proved the point entirely.
Like, you got to earn that. They're not going to make you feel like, well, what you going to do for this protection? Y'all look crazy and y'all look weird. But me personally, I appreciate when a man is comfortable showing me that. Because now I know where to place you categorically. I'm surrounded by real men. My family, my friends.
Define real men, ma'am. And to be honest, we also appreciate the fact that you're showing us your side as well. And what I told you before, your family is supposed to protect you. It's not optional like you think. If you're part of the family, then the family will protect their own. But let's continue.
Friends, I got real men around me.
But I'm assuming that it ain't no husband in the picture. Because she didn't mention nothing about a husband. Y'all let me know what y'all think inside of the chat. Make sure y'all let me know.
Yeah, I mean, straight up. She's crying about why black men don't protect black women, while at the same time she gave all the reasons why they don't. From them putting their own selves in that situation, all the way down to the simps that are more than willing to lose their life over a female that they don't know, nor know the situation that they're in, ready to come to the rescue, only to end up 6 feet under. And don't tell me that shit don't happen, because it happens. The blatant disrespect. the blatant disrespect, especially coming from the ones who swear that they're strong, independent, and don't need a man. Well, if you don't need a man, then why are you crying for his protection then? Because by the because by the end of the day, you crying about men not protecting you, while at the same time you swear up and down that you're a strong, independent woman and don't need a man. That right there let the men know that you are lying to your goddamn self. And I'm tired of talking. I said what I had to say. If y'all want to watch Anton Daniels' video in its full entirety, I'll leave the link down in the comment section. Go check it out. Tell them JD Miles sent you. But that's all I got for tonight. I'm done and I'm out this bitch. Later.